The weights of a certain dog breed are approximately normally distributed with a mean of 54 pounds and a standard deviation of 5 pounds. We're first asked to fill in the indicated boxes. Then we're asked if a dog weighs 53 pounds, what's the dog's z-score? And then if a dog has a z-score of 0.84, what is the dog's weight? In addition, if the dog has a z-score of negative 0.84, what is the dog's weight? So this problem has several parts. Let's start by filling in the indicated boxes under our normal distribution. We begin by putting our mean in the middle, and the mean is told to us to be 54 pounds, and so that's what goes in the middle of our score. So let's take 54 and put that right in the middle box. Now we're also told that our standard deviation is 5 pounds, and so that means that if we move 5 pounds to the right, that gives us the mean plus 1 standard deviation, and that's 59 pounds. And if we add another 5 pounds, that gives us 64, and that's equal to the mean plus 2 standard deviations. And if we add 5 more pounds, that gives us 69, and that's the mean plus 3 standard deviations. We repeat the same process, but we go on the left side, and each time we subtract 5 pounds this time. So if we're at 5 pounds in the middle, and we take away 5 pounds, that's going to give us 49 pounds. And if we take away another 5 pounds, that's going to give us 44 pounds. And finally, take away another 5 pounds, so that puts us at the mean minus 3 standard deviations, and that's going to give us 39 pounds. So we filled our boxes in using our mean and standard deviation. Our next job is to answer the first question. So a dog of this breed weighs 53 pounds. What is the dog's z-score? So where exactly is 53 pounds in relationship to the other numbers we just filled in the boxes? Well, 53 pounds is just shy of the mean, right? 53 pounds is going to lie right here, just left of my mean. So what is the z-score? Well, let's look. I know at the mean, 54, my z-score is 0. And at 1 standard deviation to the right, z is 1. Why is that? Because z, remember, measures the number of standard deviations away from the mean. So if I'm 2 standard deviations away on the right, then z is 2. So at 64 pounds, z is 2. And when I'm 3 standard deviations away, then I'm at 69 pounds. Moving to the left of the mean, at 49 pounds, that's when z is negative 1, because I'm 1 standard deviation to the left. At 44, z is negative 2, and at 39, z is negative 3. Our job is to calculate the z-score for 53 pounds. Now, it's not so clear. I know it's going to lie in between 0 and negative 1, but I'm not quite sure what the exact value is. How do we get it? Well, we have a formula that allows us to find z-scores. Z is x minus the mean divided by the standard deviation. How does that pertain to what we're doing? Well, what we're doing says that z, the z value, will equal the dog's weight minus the mean weight over the standard deviation. This is the formula we can use to solve this first question. So what will the z-score be when x is 53? Well, let's just plug everything into the formula. Z will be 53 minus the mean, which is 54, divided by the standard deviation, which is 5. 53 minus 54 is negative 1. Negative 1 divided by 5 is negative 0.2. Our z value, corresponding to 53 pounds, is negative 0.2. It's negative, just like we suspected, and it's just shy of the mean. So just a little bit bigger than 0 on the negative side. Let's take a look at the second question. In the second question, we're told that we have a z-score of 0.84. So z being 0.84 means it's on the positive side, so it's to the right of the mean. And it's pretty close to 1. It's getting really close to 1. So I think we're somewhere right around here. So our z-score is going to appear right in here somewhere of 0.84. The question is, what is the number of pounds that corresponds to that? Well, again, we can use our formula. Z equals x minus the mean over the standard deviation. I think I need a little bit more scratch work, so I'm going to go up here and work it right up here so I have a little more space. Okay, so this is the second problem. So when my z-score is 0.84, I'm finding my x-score. I'm looking for my dog's weight. So here we go. We have that z equals x minus the mean divided by the standard deviation. And so what can I do with this? I happen to know what my z-score is this time. Z is 0.84. X is what we're looking for. That's the dog weight. The mean is 54 and our standard deviation is 5. So I have the equation 0.84 equals x minus 54 over 5. Now this is a pretty simple standard algebraic equation. How do we solve for x? It's a little tricky because I have this 5 in the denominator, but what do I do to solve? I multiply the right side by 5. If I multiply the right side by 5, it's going to cancel the 5 over 5. So we're in good shape. But whatever I do to the one side, I have to do to the other. So see if this looks good. Solving these algebraic equations, I'm going to take 5 and I'm going to multiply both sides of my equation by 5. On the right side, when I multiply by 5, I get 4.2. And that's the left side. And on the right side, when I multiply by 5, it cancels my 5s, and I'm left with x minus 54, because 5 divided by 5, remember, is 1, and 1 times x minus 54 is just x minus 54. Continuing to solve for x, I now need to add 54 to remove it from the right side, and I'm going to add 54 and bring it to the left side. And doing so tells me that x then is simply equal to 4.2 plus 54, which is 58.2. And so that means our second answer, or the dog's weight that corresponds to a z-score of 0.84, is 58.2 pounds. And sure enough, if we look back up on our chart, it's just shy of 59, and that's 58.2 pounds. That completes the second question. Let's look at the third question. A dog has a z-score of negative 0.84. What is the dog's weight? So this is just like the second question, except this time our z is negative 0.84. So let me erase this and get our scratch work back. And we're going to get, write down our thing again, that this time z is negative 0.84. Again, we're looking for, or we're trying to find x, and we have our formula. Z equals x minus the mean divided by the standard deviation. So let's replace. We substitute negative 0.84 in place of z. X is what we're solving for, and our mean is 54. We're dividing by 5 our standard deviation, and to solve this simple algebraic equation for x, we need to first get rid of 5 in the denominator, so I'm going to multiply both sides of my equation by 5. That clears it out on the right side, and on the left side, it's going to give me 5 times negative 0.84 And we already did that up too, so that's going to give me negative 4.2. That equals x minus 54. And now we're going to add 54 to both sides to clear it out from the right and the left. And when I add 54 to both sides, that tells me that x equals, and this time instead of adding 4.2 to 54, I'm actually taking 4.2 and I'm subtracting it from 54. And that's going to give me 49.8. 49.8 pounds corresponds to a z-score of negative 0.84, and let's check. 49.8 pounds. Oh, that lies just shy of 49 pounds, right? And sure enough, my z-score should be between negative 1 and 0. And so 49.8 pounds corresponds to negative 0.84. Hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.